Welcome. Tonight you will travel far from the noise of the modern world, far from the rush of cities, screens, and restless thoughts. You will step back in time to a world of silence, ceremony, and unwavering discipline. Imagine yourself in Japan, centuries ago. The mist clings softly to mountain forests. The air carries the scent of pine, and distant water flows gently through a valley below. Somewhere, a bamboo chime sways in the wind. The sound is calm, deliberate, much like the people who once walked these lands. They were known as samurai, not the roaring, sword-wielding heroes of films or legends, but men bound by duty, by honor, and by silence. For them, life was not about conquest or glory. It was about control of the self, of the moment, of emotion. As you listen, let your breathing slow, let your shoulders drop, and as the rhythm of this ancient world unfolds, you may find your mind growing still, like a pond untouched by wind. Tonight, we'll explore what it was really like to live as a samurai. How they rose with the sun, trained their minds and bodies, lived by rigid codes, and found beauty in simplicity. We'll walk through their world, not through battles, but through mornings, rituals, and quiet endurance. So close your eyes if you wish. Picture the slow drift of cherry blossoms, falling one by one, and let the past begin to breathe again.
Imagine waking before dawn. The faintest light seeps through the paper screen of your small wooden house. The air is cool, and the tatami mat beneath your feet feels slightly rough, dry, and familiar. Outside, the birds are beginning to stir, their calls echoing softly through the pines. You are a samurai, not a lord or a legend, but a man of service. Your world is ruled by order. Every movement you make has meaning. Every word you speak carries weight. You kneel before a low table. Steam rises from a small bowl of tea. The aroma is earthy, grounding. You breathe it in slowly, not for pleasure, but for focus. This moment, like every morning, belongs to preparation. Your sword, the katana, rests within reach, but not as a weapon. To you, it is a mirror of the soul. You clean it each morning with steady, practiced motions. The faint sound of cloth gliding against steel becomes a kind of meditation. You think of the words your master once said, "A dull blade is a dull spirit." Outside, the world is quiet but alive. A distant river, the creak of wood, the whisper of bamboo in the breeze. You step outside in plain robes. Your sandals touch the earth lightly. You bow to the rising sun, not as worship, but as ritual acknowledgement that another day has begun, another chance to live in harmony with duty. Training begins early. Your body moves through patterns, kata, a series of practice strikes, steps, and pauses. Each motion is exact. Each pause is as important as the strike. You train not to kill, but to perfect stillness within motion. Sweat gathers slowly on your brow, but your breathing stays even. You listen to the sound of your own feet, to the air parting with the swing of your wooden sword. In this repetition lies peace. For the samurai, mastery is not achieved through victory over others, but over oneself. Discipline is the thread that binds your life. You eat simply. Rice, miso, a few pickled vegetables. You speak sparingly. When you do, it is with careful tone, for words are like arrows. Once released, they cannot return. Your home is small, but ordered. The sliding doors open to a narrow garden of moss and stone. In one corner, a small pond reflects the morning light. You sometimes watch the ripples spread from a falling leaf. Slow, gentle, inevitable. This, too, is a kind of lesson. The samurai believed that everything, from the way a cup was placed on a table to the way a robe was folded, reflected one spirit. Clutter in the home was clutter in the mind. So each task, no matter how small, became sacred through attention. You might be called to serve your lord, to patrol a village, or to teach the young in the art of restraint. But even in action, your mind is calm. You do not seek to dominate. You serve a greater order. Bushido, the way of the warrior. It is not a religion, but a path. A way of living where loyalty, courage, and respect are not virtues. They are necessities. There are times of waiting, long stretches of quiet days when nothing happens. For a samurai, waiting is not wasted. It is training in patience. The world outside may shift. Wars may come. Rulers may fall. But within, you remain still, grounded like an old cedar tree. You write poetry in spare moments. Haiku. Small, perfect fragments of perception. A bird's call. A drifting cloud. The warmth of sake shared on a cold evening. Through these poems, you record what cannot be said directly. Gratitude, impermanence, the beauty of restraint. Evening comes slowly. The sun turns the sky to amber and then to deep indigo. You remove your armor, layers of lacquered plates, cords, and silk. The weight leaves your shoulders, but the sense of readiness never does. You eat quietly, listening to the cicadas outside. The world is soft now, folded into shadow. Before sleep, you bow once more, to the sword, to the ancestors, to the passing day. You know that death can come at any moment, and so you live each day completely, not in fear, but in acceptance. To die well is to have lived well. To rest, then, is a kind of small death, peaceful, earned. As you lie upon the tatami, the sounds of the night fill the room. Gentle wind, the faint drip of water, distant temple bells. The mind drifts between wakefulness and dream. And in that quiet space, the samurai finally